What's up, everybody? It's Alan the Kraken, and today I have a hot topic for everybody in the market, no matter which TCG you're in, no matter which game you're selling. Scalpers. So I've come across this topic. Are content creators scalpers? And the answer is no, and I'm going to show you why. First off, what is a scalper? Scalpers enter and exit financial markets quickly, usually within seconds, using high levels of leverage to place larger sized trades in hopes of achieving profits from minuscule price changes. Now, a scalper in the context of market supply demand theory also refers to a person who buys a large quantities of in-demand items such as new electronics like the RTX cards, event tickets like Halloween, or even like boxes of trading cards. Scalpers can enter this market as well. Scalpers do exist in the trading card world. Do not get me wrong. And then the scalper resells the items at a higher price. For example, a scalper may buy 10 tickets to the Super Bowl and attempt to sell them on eBay for several days before the game at an inflated price. This type of scalping is illegal and under certain conditions, and such transactions often occur on the black market. Um, so I want to introduce you guys to a concept that is growing in popularity. I've discussed this with a few people already. This concept is called prosumerism. What is a prosumer? A prosumer is an individual who both consumes and produces. This term is portmanteau of the words producer and consumer. Research has identified 6 types of prosumers. DIY, which is basically like if someone goes to Hobby Lobby and purchases goods and then crafts something and then sells it on Etsy, that's prosumerism. Self-service prosumers, customizing prosumers. So like say you get like a PS4 and you want it customized, you send it off to a small company that does a skin wrap for you. That's a customizing prosumer. Collaborative prosumers. I bundle this under content creators for YouTube. There's a lot of content creators will go out of their way to promote a product that they believe in, that they enjoy, that they use, and they may even sell. And that's where like the lines get a little bit blurred, right? Is what is the difference between a scalper and a prosumer? The terms prosumer and presumptions were coined in 1980 by American futurist Alvin Toffler and were widely used by many technology writers of the time. Technological breakthrough and a rise in user participation blurs the line between production and consumption activities, with the consumer becoming a prosumer. Now, I'm going to continue here because this is very important information. Prosumers have been defined as individuals who consume and produce value, either for self-consumption or consumption by others, and can receive implicit or explicit incentives from organizations involved in the exchange. So something like this would be like if Magic the Gathering said, hey, here's a list of content creators, let's give them a spoiler card for the season. And then they can market that on their channel, gain some clout for Magic the Gathering, and gain content as a result, so they can build up their channels and their following. And what does Magic the Gathering get in exchange? They get a channel dedicated to Magic the Gathering. They get a channel dedicated to Flesh and Blood. They get a channel dedicated to MetaZoo. Are you starting to get the hint now? So that's the main difference between scalpers and prosumers. Is prosumers build value for what they believe in. Scalpers enter and exit very, very quickly. I'm going to keep this a short video for today, but please visit this Wikipedia. It has everything this guy has ever said. Like, they even reference McDonaldization, which is basically back in the day, people were up in arms because McDonald's was trying to get consumers to throw away their own food because it was controversial at the time that you clean up your own table. Because traditionally, people would sit down at the table and you'd have a waiter come by or a server come by with your food, and then you could eat it and then get up and go and leave the food and wrappers behind, and someone would come up behind you and clean up. Well, McDonaldization happened and changed all of that mentality. Um, Something I want to touch on too, real quick, is there is critique. There's actually valid critique. All right, capitalism has been criticized as promoting new forms of exploitation through unpaid work gamified as fun. This is a very, very valid critique. But if you would like to look at some of the references for prosumerism, take a look at all of these people that have done this work. You're more than welcome to view these in the Wikipedia, external links as well. Um, it's a growing movement. Here, let me show you something else. Prosumer examples? Was that where I saw it? Okay, so like websites like TCG Player, eBay, are all example of prosumerism websites. Same with like ride-sharing companies like Uber, DoorDash, stuff like that. Those are prosumerism companies. They call it the sharing economy, but at the heart of it, it's basically building value through untapped resources within the market so people can gain a buck. Me personally, when I did Flesh and Blood, I bought 40 boxes of every single set that I could get my hands on until Monarch happened. The reason why is because it was said that you need to buy 40 boxes in order to get one of the fabled cards. I do not like secondhand cards, especially in a COVID area. I know a lot of people are fine with it. I do not want cards that I haven't opened myself inside of my house, inside of my apartment. Everything that I send out is basically, I would say, a small portion I have bought online, but it is kept in a box. I sanitized everything when I got it. I'm not like a germaphobe or anything to that, but nowadays you have to be safe, right? Um, so one of the other things that comes with me buying these 40 boxes is I'm stuck with a lot of bulk. I'm stuck with a lot of Majestics I don't really need for decks. I'm stuck with super rares. I'm stuck with commons and rares. I have to sell that bulk off so I can make room on my shelves for other things, other games that I love. I showed you my shelf the other day. I thought it was a pretty small, modest collection that I have here at this location. I have most of my stuff in storage, but at this location, I just have like a small, like a few boxes of this and that. Flesh and Blood was really the first game that I came across where I had to buy 40 boxes in order to get a card that was untouched by anyone else. So that's basically why I got a lot of the stuff that I did. Now, have I made trades that were profitable for me? Yes. Have I bought cards that I believed were going to be profitable and then have resold them? Yes. Because I'm invested in the game. Because I play the game. I can see what's coming. I've played Magic the Gathering for almost 20 years. I've played Yu-Gi-Oh! I've played Yu Yu Hakusho. I have played, was it Munchkin? I've played. I'm about to play Zoo Tiles Hime with my daughter this weekend. I've played Digimon, Transformers. I'm getting into Gate Ruler now. I just love cardboard. I love games. This is my passion and has been my passion for many years. So I really resent when someone calls me a scalper. For MetaZoo, for example, I've bought in 8 boxes. I want to make sure that I have a playset of every single thing that I can get my hands on, as a collector and as a player. I'm a collector, I'm a player, I'm an investor in that regard. I am in all three of the pillars of a TCG as a consumer, and I produce value and content for those TCGs. I think I hit the nail on the head there. I really hope that we can, as a community, start to recognize prosumers that build value for companies and encourage them and cheer them on. Cheer on your favorite content creator. It doesn't have to be me. I know I'm very dry. My sense of humor lacking, I understand. But please, if you find value in my content, like and subscribe, because I do appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Remember to have fun. You all have a wonderful weekend. Peace.